Hi everyone, Sonia here, and you're watching Pouring with Sonia. And I'm going to attempt to do my biggest swipe yet. This is a 20 by 24 inch canvas. I'm actually trading services, so I hope it turns out. And the person I'm doing this for, she really liked the idea of this. Her bathroom has like gold and burgundy, and she really liked this kind of all metallic one. So I'm using a lot of metallic colors to kind of try and recreate something like this, but I also added some Bordeaux red to it. So I'll just quickly go over the colors that I'll be using. I'm using all of the Chroma metallic paints for my metallics, and I'm using copper, aged bronze, Xanadu gold, rose gold, and pure Gare silver. And then for the burgundy, I use some of the Arteza. It's Bordeaux red, and it was a little bright still, so I added just a touch of black umber to it. And I have this very rich red. And so now let me try and show you the consistency of these for the Shelee Carruthers technique anyways. So you want it for this to drip off easily, but I want mounds. I want there to be mounds that are formed. Let me see if a lighter color you can see a little better maybe. I don't know. So it's going to drip off and leave a mound before dropping down. But you see it still comes off very easy. It's not sticking to the, but you don't want it too thin. I want a little bit of a mound. If it's too thin, the colors I don't like them any thinner than that. I think that's about right. And I did try and make them all about the same consistency. The rose gold was much thicker than the others. Like it was stuck on the stick. It was just really thick. So what I do to thin down paints, this is my 3-to-1 ultra deep base, my neutral tint base, to 3 parts of that to 1 part of the Jo Sonia high gloss. To thin them, I use the polycrylic Minwax, because that's thinner than the Jo Sonia. So I squirt a little in, mix it up, test the consistency. I actually had to do that 3 times because the rose gold was quite a bit thicker. So I just wanted to give you an idea of the colors I was using and an idea of the consistency of them. And I'm going to be pretty tight on space for this pour, so I'm just getting my paints out of the way here real quick. Because I'm going to need the table in all of its glory. And then I also mixed up quite a bit of the Australian Floetrol to Amsterdam, let me see what, I think it's Onyx Black. Let me just see. Oxide Black. 3-to-1 Aussie Floetrol to this. And so this consistency, you want your cell activator to be a little bit thinner. And so this drops off easy, but it doesn't really leave the mound. It barely leaves a mound. The other ones leave a mound on a mound. This leaves a little bit. I still don't like my cell activator to be too thin, but I definitely want it thinner than these paints for a swipe. Okay. And then I made sure that my area was level, because once I get this tilted, I'm just going to leave it right here to dry. I'll probably close my curtains so the sun doesn't come in and prematurely dry it and crack it. And I might cover this one. And how I cover my paintings when I do is I put solo cups on the edge, like maybe here and here, and then I get either a piece of cardboard or a bigger canvas, and I put it on top of the solo cups, and then I can use some light plastic draped over the sides of that. That's how I will cover them if I want to slow the drying. And this is a big one, so I don't want to mess around. It's a lot of mixed up paint. So 20 by 24. Let me put these off to the side again. I know I've done a lot of talking here. I'm not even sure what color order I'm going to lay them down. So for my pillow, I have the Sherwin-Williams Color to Go. And I actually had a little bit left from 3 different sample quarts. So I poured them into these cups and kind of mixed them together. You know what I've done before is, I've used up one and I got some of the paint down. And even though it's the same sample quartz that I bought from the same place, then I opened up a new one and put it down, and it was a different consistency. Maybe because it hadn't been opened, so it was thinner, and the other one was thicker, or I don't know, but it created this weird kind of contour underneath my painting. So now I put them in cups and stir them together if I know I'm going to need to use more than one. And this is a very thick pillow base, which I like. A lot of people complain that they don't like a really thick one, but I like the way the paint really kind of moves around on it. So I know I'm going to use all of this. I don't know if I'm going to use all the other one or not, but I wanted to have plenty. Hopefully this is. If not, I guess I'll have to pause. All right, this is a big one. I'm a little nervous. I'm not going to lie. A little nervous about this one. So just laying on my pillow. It's a lot of paint. I'm going to just leave that like that. And I'm going to lay it down on the other side as well. For the swipes, I want it to be a pretty decent amount because I know I'm going to tilt after this. I'm going to swipe and tilt. Okay, so now I'm actually going to scrape what's in this and just get every last bit of it out. I think I'll have just enough. And that's a lot of paint. So I hope this turns out, because this is an expensive painting with all the paint that I'm putting down. All right. That's just pillow paint. I don't know how long I've taken just to tell you the colors that I'm using, the consistency of them, and lay down my pillow paint. But the fun's about to begin. So I think I'm just going to kind of get this a little bit wet out to the edges so that when I start tilting, it doesn't roll over on itself as much. It will some though, I'm sure. Okay, and just over here too. Here's a big one. Okay. Now I've got my swiping tool and some paper towels on the ready. My swiping tool is just a big piece of plastic. It's nice and thick. All right, so now let me think about how I want to put these colors down. Let's go with this kind of rose gold first. So I want to kind of get somewhere near the middle and just lay down a color. And do the gold, Xanadu gold. Then maybe some silver. Yeah, silver. I had to think for a second. Now I think I'll do this really fun deep burgundy. It's kind of in her walls. And then the bronze. And finally the copper. Okay. Now what I'm going to do, oh, I didn't have my, I always think I'm super ready and then I'm actually not. Now I just have like a regular little plastic sheet protector that's not real thick, it's just flimsy. And that is what I'm going to pour out my cell activator on. Oh, can you see that over there? So I just laid it over here on the side of my painting. I'm going to pour out my cell activator. Move these back. I used up cups. And I'll lay my paper towels here. Okay. Give this, I'll put it this way. And I usually like to swipe away from me, but it's too big. I can't, so I'll swipe towards me. I'm just gonna lay my swipe plastic down in my cell activator. So I laid it down like so, got a good amount on there. And I'm gonna put it right over here, kind of right in the middle of that copper. Lay it down and pull back. You want to make sure that there's nothing behind you when you're swiping, so you can just pull uninterrupted. You can tell when you have an interrupted swipe. And now I'm just going to wipe that off, which I've done. I've wiped it pretty good. And I'm going to dip back into my cell activator again. And you know how the bloom is really important, your blow? Well, your swipe's really important on this. So again, I've dipped it. I got plenty of black on there. It's got a long way to go, so I don't want to really scrimp on the cell activator there. Lay it down and pull it out. Got kind of an unfortunate little gap there, which I may go back and fix with a really tiny little swipe. Now, I don't need to get this whole big side here with the big swiping thing. So I think I'll take one of my smaller strips. This actually, my swiping tool, you know when you go to Michael's, if you buy the packs, 5 packs of the 16 by 20s, this is the film insert they put in the front of it, and I just love it for swiping. So I think I'm just dipping like half of it, and I'm just gonna kind of lay it right here, lay it down and pull. May not even need to do this because I'll probably be tilting most of that off, but I might not be, so I don't want to guess on this. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to pick this big heavy awkward thing up and turn it around so I can do the next set of swipes towards me. Whew. I just have some push pins on the back of this so that it just stays a little bit elevated. Okay. So there that is, and I know I'm also going to want to put a little more here of my cell activator on my little plastic sheet. Okay, and made sure I did wipe it pretty good. Good. You don't want to be getting your pillow paint mixed in with your cell activator when you go to do a second swipe. So that's why I wipe mine off every time. Okay, I made sure that I've got a nice decent amount because I got a long way to pull. And if I think about it, and I did, I want to start, since that one had the break, the little swipe on this end, I want to go with a big swipe on this end. Meaning I've got a little, you can't really help the seams. You're going to see the seams, so I wanted a big swipe here. I didn't want two seams right there, if that makes sense. Okay, let's get this wiped off. I'm trying. Okay, that's pretty good. I'm going to dip it again. And I got pretty good amount on there. Lay it right down up here. And pull. I'm not sure what happened there. Let's see, that looks like I lifted and put down and lifted and put down, and some of my pillow got right there. It's not terrible. It's just a little bit of white, but I don't know what happened there. I may try and blow a little or something there. I'm not sure what I'm going to do. And then again, when I start stretching, it may be all fine. If it fills in a little bit right there, I'm okay with it. Okay, one more, and this is the smaller swipe this time. So I just need to do this half of it. Oh goodness, and I dropped it. Okay, there we have it. And I'm gonna let these develop a little bit. I think that'll be fine, so I don't even feel like I need to go in and fix that. I might do a little tiny baby one there. So while this is developing, I'm just wiping off my tools. I have just a little tiny strip that I can use, and I'm just going to dip a little bit of my cell activator in there and just kind of grab it right here. Just like that, just a little. Okay. And I might do some touch-ups. Like, I'm not sure what happened here. So I'll lay that down and just do a little swipe there to get some cells to show up, which it did, which is good. I might do that again and go all the way here. So it's behaving a little weird right there. I'm just going to see if I can get some to just kind of come out of hiding. They might not want to come out of hiding. This is the side that had thinner paint on it. Oh, and it looks like I draped my arm or something in that. I don't want anything to get in my cell activator when I'm tilting, so I'm moving it out of the way. I will scoop what's on this plastic sheet back into my supplies. So I'm moving it too. All right. Let's start tilting and see what we get. Oy. Does it all want to move? Okay. It looks like it's all kind of moving, which is good. All right, so then let's come down and go to a corner over here. Okay, that's covered. Good, so then let's come back up this way. And let's come over this way. And go to this corner. Okay. You know, while I'm here, I don't want that red to all be gone though. So I'm going to move the weight over here. But I really am not super happy with that black. I don't want to ruin it yet. So I'm going to bring this back. And I believe I'm going to need to turn it around. Oi! Oh my goodness. Okay, got it though. I got it. Okay. Okay. Let's come down and go over to this corner. Which I know you probably can't see. I'm sorry for that. Okay, and then let's come back here. And we just need to go to this one last corner. Whew. Tilting this back to the middle. And now I think what I want to do is tilt some of this white off the bottom. It's still moving pretty easy, pretty fast. Actually, while I'm up here, let's go back up. I'm not too happy with this corner, so I'm going to try and tilt a little bit more of that off. Because it got kind of a weird thing going on there. Okay. I don't mind some of the white, but it was just, the white looked weird to me. Now we're coming back. And now we'll just go straight down. Now, this is kind of a nice composition. I kind of like it's got this kind of a wavy curl to it. So I think I'll just do right just where it's barely dropping off. Good. And then come back. So it stretches those out a little bit. I would have liked to, I don't think I can get this big black spot off. I'm not real happy with it, so if I can without losing too much of my other stuff, that'd be great. Okay. And let's go back a little bit. The gold kind of disappeared, so I'm a little bummed about that because that was the yellow. But it'll definitely go well. I think in a, oh, I think that's pretty. Hopefully she likes it. And if not, I will post it and sell it. But, so there you have it. There's my swipe. That was a pretty big one. They're all metallics. So there's going to be a lot of shimmer in it when it dries. The brass shows up pretty nice here. The copper, of course, shows up really nice. The gold is just really kind of right here, which is a little bit of a bummer. Brass is here. I do like the shape. I like kind of the wave. Oops, I just wiped my hair and face with my hand, which I thought was safe because I took my glove off, but it's not really. So now I'll bring you down for a close-up. If you stuck with me this long, let's take a quick look at some of these cells because some of them look pretty neat. And I know the light's starting to come in, so you're getting some funny. All right, so I really like this area down here. It's nice and kind of delicate. So we've got the white here. It's just all white, but with the black. And then it kind of goes into these soft, I don't know if that's the rose gold or what. And then here's the silver. And then, of course, there's that red I wanted to match and pick up from her wall. And then the copper is really nice up here. And goes right up to more brass. It goes back to the white. It's pretty nice. And I like the way that this kind of flows down here. I've got my gold in here. Look at, there's some nice cells though. Some kind of peacocky ones where there's multiple colors within the cell. And over here, it's the same kind of thing. So all four corners have a little bit of white. That one was really wonky, so I kind of like that now. It's like the middle of a flower almost that then comes over here. So I kind of think that looks okay. And then here, we go back up with those same kind of delicate colors right here before you hit the really bold. So you have the delicate and then the silver and then the really bold colors. So it really works pretty well. It did the same thing here. You get the kind of delicate colors. It doesn't have the silver so much on that one, but I mean, you have some just delicate colors within the white, and then it comes on up into the... So there it is, 20 inches by 24 inches. And that's my biggest swipe so far. And there it is as a whole. So what I'm going to do right now, I'm going to be really careful so that this doesn't actually hit my painting at all. But I do want to close this because I don't want the sun to come in and dry it up real fast. And then plus, I feel like you'll be able to see it a little better when there's not a big, huge, glaring light coming in. Yeah, so you still get the reflection of the window even though I've got the curtains pulled, but I don't know. Maybe it's a little better. Maybe it's not. But the whole painting, there it is. And I'll have to get a different view of it for you without the reflection later when it dries. I'll try and show everyone how this one turned out. It turned out pretty neat. So, yeah, thanks for watching, and I hope you learned a little something from this. And until we meet again, have fun painting, everyone. Bye.